The Earth is round. For thousands of years, many scientists have proven this through increasingly advanced ideas and explanations. In addition, in 1947, the United States military also attempted to confirm this by taking photographs of the Earth from the air using VE-2 rockets. The images clearly showed that the Earth has a curved surface. A few years later, in 1957, the Soviet Union provided further proof. Through the Sputnik 1 satellite, Soviet scientists and astronauts traveled around the Earth in outer space. The results were exactly as expected and left no room for doubt: the Earth is truly round. However, despite this evidence, a small number of people still strongly believe that the Earth is flat. This raises an important question: why do they continue to believe that the Earth is flat? Skepticism towards science is one of the main reasons why some people do not believe that the Earth is round and instead think it is flat. Some of these individuals doubt discoveries that have long been accepted by most people. Because these beliefs are deeply rooted, flat Earth supporters are often unwilling to accept facts that challenge their views. Since they experience the Earth's surface as flat in everyday life, they trust what they see with their own eyes. As a result, they feel justified in ignoring evidence that shows otherwise. Some people may also believe the Earth is flat because they want to stand out from their social groups. Others are attracted to conspiracy theories and believe that governments or other organizations have created false evidence about the Earth in order to hide the truth from the public. However, flat Earth believers also have their own explanations to support their views. They believe the Earth is a flat, disc-shaped surface, with the North Pole at the center and the South Pole forming a wall of ice around it. This wall, they say, is Antarctica and is about 150 feet high. They also believe that countries involved in guarding Antarctica, including NASA, work together to stop people from trying to climb it. According to their belief, if someone were able to climb over it, they would fall off the edge of the Earth. Although these claims can easily be challenged by photographs taken from outer space, flat Earth believers argue that such images are fake. They believe that all videos released by NASA, ESA, CNSA, Roscosmos, and other space agencies are nothing more than computer graphics or CGI. According to them, every image produced by space agencies around the world is simply the result of photo editing. Even videos from astronauts aboard the International Space Station, ISS, which show astronauts floating in space, are believed to have been filmed inside airplanes flying in parabolic paths, often called zero-gravity or zero-G flights, where people briefly appear weightless. The same belief applies to NASA's space footage. Flat Earth supporters claim that NASA records its videos either underwater or in front of blue screens, with astronauts attached to wires controlled by computers. This belief is based on their assumption that the sky is a giant glass dome, meaning that no rocket can actually reach out to space. For flat Earth believers, both suborbital rockets such as Falcon and Shepard and fully orbital rockets, including those that supply the ISS, are thought not to launch straight upward. Instead, they are believed to follow a curved path known as a gravity turn. Because of this curved path, flat Earth supporters conclude that no rocket is truly capable of breaking through into outer space. This is an important standpoint for flat Earth believers. They believe that NASA and other space agencies are part of a multi-billion-dollar hoax designed to convince people that the Earth is round. From this same point of view, space organizations around the world are seen as nothing more than groups of professional liars, fake scientists, Freemasons, and Mormons. Even the name Apollo is believed to be just another name for the devil. Moreover, flat Earth believers think that the sky and everything in it are completely fake. They believe that what we see above us is a dome that hides the real outer space. Because of this dome, no one can know what truly exists beyond it. Based on this belief, flat Earth supporters imagine many possibilities behind the dome. Some think there is a giant ocean, while others believe there is only vast emptiness in the universe. As for the sun, flat Earth believers think that the sun and the atmosphere are inside the dome. They believe the sun is not millions of kilometers away. Instead, they claim the sun is only about 4,800 kilometers away and has a diameter of around 51 kilometers. In this view, the Sun is seen as a giant light bulb that moves around and lights up the flat surface of the Earth, like a lighthouse. Flat Earth believers assume that the North Pole is at the center of a disk, with the South Pole forming an ice wall around the edge. Based on this idea, the Sun is imagined like a flashlight moving slowly in a clockwise direction above a flat surface, like over a sheet of paper. This is how they describe the Sun's movement. The circle of light does not cover the entire Earth at the same time, which is why they believe day and night happen. Some flat Earth supporters even suggest that holograms are intentionally projected onto the surface of the dome to show the sky we see every night, including the moon. Almost all flat Earth believers agree that whatever exists above us is not outer space as we know it. When a lunar eclipse happens, they believe it is not caused by the Sun, Earth, and Moon lining up. Instead, they claim it is caused by a shadow object. This shadow object is believed to be a mysterious object that is always in the sky. From time to time, it passes in front of the Moon and causes an eclipse. Sometimes it is described as another version of the Moon, usually hidden by the brightness of sunlight. Some flat Earth believers also suggest that this object is a dark gateway where the Moon enters and exits, especially since some of them believe the Moon itself is a hologram. Because of these beliefs, flat Earth supporters think that the dome holds the atmosphere in place, not gravity. They do not believe that gravity exists. Instead, they believe in something called universal acceleration. In this idea, the flat Earth constantly accelerates upward, like a giant rocket. They believe this acceleration is caused by a layer of dark energy beneath the Earth. The effect feels the same as gravity, which is why people who jump fall back down. However, in their view, it is not the Earth pulling people down, rather, the Earth is moving upward toward them. Now the question is, since when have flat Earth believers held the belief that the Earth is truly flat? When we look at history as a whole, the idea of a flat Earth actually has much deeper historical roots than the idea that the Earth is round. The history of the flat Earth can be traced back to ancient Mesopotamia. Historical and archaeological evidence shows that people in ancient Mesopotamia believed in a flat Earth model. They described the Earth as a disk floating on the ocean, with the sky curved above it. A similar idea also appears in ancient Egypt. Pyramid texts dating back to around 1000 BCE describe the Earth as a flat disk, positioned beneath a cylindrical sky. There are also beliefs from Norse cosmology. Ancient Norse traditions describe the Earth as a flat land surrounded by the ocean, with a world tree and pillars at its center. Sacred texts from India describe the planet in similar ways, sometimes as a series of stacked flat disks, and sometimes as a horizontal wheel mounted on a vertical axis. In the early stages of ancient Greek civilization, even though rational thinkers had begun to emerge, people at that time still generally believed that the Earth was flat. For example, Thales, a rational thinker who lived before Socrates, believed that the Earth was flat and floated on water. Using rational reasoning, Thales compared the Earth to a piece of wood floating on the sea. Thales was not alone. Other early Greek thinkers shared similar views. Although he relied on observation, Anaximander believed the Earth was a short cylinder with a flat surface, floating in the air. Meanwhile, Anaximenes believed that celestial bodies were flat, and for that reason, he also thought that the Earth itself was flat. Several centuries later, as science began to develop, scientists finally reached a different conclusion. This shift began around 340 BCE, when Aristotle conducted observations and experiments and concluded in his book on the heavens that the Earth is not flat, but spherical. Aristotle was strongly influenced by the ideas of Pythagoras and Plato at the Academy, which helped him develop his arguments in more detail. Aristotle's ideas were later accepted by philosophers and scientists such as Eratosthenes, Euclid, Aristarchus, and Archimedes. The spread of Hellenistic culture and Roman investigations helped popularize the belief that the Earth is round. This understanding reached a major milestone when Eratosthenes successfully measured the Earth's circumference using sticks placed in two different locations. By comparing the difference in shadows caused by the Earth's curvature, he was able to calculate the total circumference of the Earth. He estimated it to be about 46,250 kilometers. This result was only about 15% off from the modern measurement, which is around 40,075 kilometers. Based on the conclusions that began with Aristotle's, later scientists such as Galileo Galilei and Copernicus, during the medieval and early modern periods, firmly established that the Earth is not flat, but round. As scientific knowledge continued to grow, it also became clear that the Sun, not the Earth, is the center of the solar system. However, in the mid-1800s, the idea of a flat Earth appeared again, introduced by Samuel Burley Robotham. He developed this idea based on his interpretation of passages from the Bible. His views were later published in a 430-page book titled Zetetic Astronomy, Earth Not a Globe. In this book, Robotham introduced the concept of zetetic astronomy, which claims that the Earth is a flat disk with the North Pole at its center. The southern edge is described as being bounded by the Antarctic ice wall, while the Sun, Moon, and stars are believed to be close to the Earth's surface. To prove his idea, in 1883 Robotham carried out an experimental test called the Bedford Level Experiment. He used the name Bedford because Bedford is the name of a river in Norfolk, England, where the experiment took place. The Bedford River has a very long and straight water channel, and there is a bridge every 6 miles. The purpose of this experiment was to prove whether the Earth is truly round like a ball. In addition, the experiment was also intended to determine the distance at which the Earth's curvature can be observed. If the Earth is truly round, then a boat at one bridge should not be visible from another bridge. The Bedford experiment was based on the claim of astronomers who stated that the total circumference of the Earth is about 25,000 miles. Based on this number, if the Earth is truly round, there should already be a visible curvature within a distance of 6 miles, or about 9,700 meters. To test this, in his experiment Robotham tried to observe a boat about 5 meters high using a telescope with a height of 8 inches, which was placed just above the surface of the Bedford River. After the boat traveled more than 6 miles, it could still be clearly seen through the telescope. Because of this result, Robotham began to doubt the theory that says the Earth is round. According to him, if the Earth were truly round, it would be impossible for a boat that had traveled more than 6 miles to remain visible. Even when viewed through a telescope, the boat should no longer be seen because it should already be hidden behind the Earth's curvature. Based on this experiment, Robotham came to believe that the Earth is flat. To strengthen this belief, he published a pamphlet titled The Inconsistency of Modern Astronomy and its Opposition to the Scriptures, urging the public to return to the belief that the Earth is flat. However, in 1884, Samuel Robotham passed away. After his death, his followers from Zetetic Astronomy established the Universal Zetetic Society. Following Robotham's death, the belief that the Earth is flat began to spread from England to the United States. In Zion, Illinois, United States, the belief in a flat Earth was promoted by Christian religious figures, namely Apostle John Alexander Dowie and Wilbur Glenn Beliefe. Several years later, in 1942, Beliefe, who had become a leading figure and main promoter of the flat Earth belief, passed away. After that, flat Earth ideas gradually declined until the 1950s. Later, in 1956, Samuel Shenton, a teacher at the Science Fiction Society at University College London and a member of the Royal Astronomical Society and the Royal Geographical Society, founded an international community called the Flat Earth Society. According to Shenton, in this community the Earth is believed to be a flat disk with the Arctic at its center and a high wall of ice surrounding it. The Sun, the Moon, and the stars were said to be located not far above New York and London. Shenton led the Flat Earth Society until his death in 1971. A few days after his death, part of his personal library was taken over by Charles K. Johnson. Because of Johnson's dedication to the Flat Earth Society, he was appointed in 1971 as president of the International Flat Earth Research Society of America and Covenant People's Charter, with headquarters in California, United States. Under Johnson's charismatic leadership in promoting the Flat Earth Society for 30 years, the community grew and its membership increased to around 3,000 people. Unfortunately, in 1995, a major disaster struck Johnson when his home was destroyed by a large fire, which also wiped out the Flat Earth Society's library. In 2011, Johnson eventually passed away, leaving the followers of the Flat Earth Society without a clear leader and direction. However, A few years later, the members reorganized their movement. Their mission is to promote and discuss flat Earth theory with an open mind and to encourage debate. On November 9, 2017, the Flat Earth Society held the International Flat Earth Conference for the first time in North Carolina. This two-day international conference focused on discussing and exploring flat Earth theories in greater depth. After the conference ended, the Flat Earth Society stated on its official website that the Earth is stationary and does not revolve around the Sun. What is interesting about Flat Earth supporters is their strong enthusiasm in spreading their belief to challenge the reality that the Earth is round. They actively spread information about a flat Earth through many channels. It is not surprising that in recent years, social media has been filled with debates about the flat Earth versus the round Earth. In fact, in 2022 during the World Cup in Qatar, Flat Earth supporters on the Facebook page Flat Earth Believers asked FIFA to change the shape of the World Cup trophy. This request referred to changing the round world design on the trophy into a flat shape. Now let us imagine something. If the Earth were truly flat, what would happen to our lives today? Through life science exploration, a planetary scientist from Carthage University named David Stevenson stated on July 30, 2021, that if a cosmic object were shaped like a disk, it would have to rotate extremely fast. This is because, as stated by the Scottish physicist and mathematician James Clerk Maxwell, a solid Earth shaped like a disk is not a stable configuration in the universe. To make the Earth flat, as imagined by Flat Earth supporters, would require miracles or magic. In reality, a flat Earth would not last long, because within just a few hours, gravity would force it back into a spherical shape. Gravity pulls matter evenly from all directions and naturally shapes objects into a sphere. If the Earth were truly shaped like a disk, it would not be able to adjust to real gravitational conditions. This means a disk-shaped Earth would eliminate gravity, and if gravity disappeared, everything on Earth would quickly come to a stop. The same applies to the atmosphere, which supports life for living beings. The atmosphere surrounding the Earth is held in place by gravity, allowing it to remain attached to the planet. If the Earth did not have gravity, it would cause global disaster. Without gravity, a flat Earth would no longer be able to hold the layer of gases known as the atmosphere, because gravity is what keeps this protective layer around the Earth. Without this protective blanket, the sky would turn black, because sunlight would no longer scatter as it enters the Earth's atmosphere and paint the sky with the blue color we usually see. In addition, the loss of atmospheric pressure would expose plants and animals to a vacuum, causing suffocation within seconds. Louis Villazon, a zoologist and educator, once wrote in BBC Science Focus and explained that if we lived without an atmosphere surrounding the Earth, water would initially boil in a vacuum. This happens because water boils when its vapor pressure equals the surrounding atmospheric pressure. Lower atmospheric pressure means a lower boiling point. Without an atmosphere to help warm the Earth, surface temperatures would also drop sharply, causing any remaining water to freeze quickly. Even if gravity did exist, it would be pulled toward the center of a disc-shaped Earth, which Flat Earth believers say is located at the North Pole. As a result, precipitation, or rainfall, would also be pulled toward the North Pole. If rain were to fall, it would likely fall sideways, because water in rivers and oceans would also flow toward the North Pole. This means that the expanding oceans would collect at the center of the Earth, leaving very little water at the edges because everything would be drawn toward the planet's center. In addition, there would most likely be no satellites around the Earth, because satellites would struggle to orbit a flat surface. Without satellites, there would automatically be no global satellite navigation systems, which are the basis for the Global Positioning System or GPS. Without GPS, many journeys would likely become disorganized, causing people to get lost. Even if they did not get lost, travel on a flat Earth would likely take much longer than it does today. According to Flat Earth beliefs, the North Pole is located at the center of the planet, while the South Pole forms a massive wall of ice around the outer edge. This wall is said to prevent people from falling off the Earth. However, if people living on a flat Earth could not fly around the world and instead were forced to fly across it, travel times would increase significantly. For example, flying from Australia, which is on one side of the flat Earth map, to McMurdo Station in Antarctica, located on the opposite side of the map, would require traveling across the entire North Pole region, including areas such as North and South America. This would obviously take a very long time. On a flat Earth, there would also be no solid core to generate a magnetic field. As a result, there would be no magnetosphere, and there would be no auroras, also known as the northern lights. Auroras occur when charged particles from the Sun collide with oxygen and nitrogen molecules in the magnetosphere, releasing energy in the form of spectacular light displays. However, the absence of auroras would be deeply concerning, because it would mean the Earth is no longer protected from the solar wind. Without this protection, the Earth and everything on its surface would be bombarded by dangerous solar radiation. In the long term, all living things on Earth would eventually be burned and destroyed. In the end, we can imagine how life on Earth would turn out. The planet would become barren, much like Mars. Deep in the oceans, there might still be some life in the form of microorganisms and ancient bacteria. However, what is certain is that there would be no water and no oxygen left on Earth.